old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged. You know they're all just spam. So buckle down, plug right in, and close its way under your skin. Just got out from the things they spout, and it won't make you shout. Give me that good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit. That good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Grounds with Giles and Jones. I'm Giles. He's Jones, I think.
Hey,
Where we talk about everything from peanut butter to politics, but
no politics.
yeah, we know where that always ends up, right? I mean, that's just one of those things that even if you're on the same page, you just ain't on the same page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your week, bud?
Good week. Of course, shout out to our good friends over at Natural Therapy Wellness Center. Their sponsor and support is great. Check them out at www.mchenrymassage.com. Also, a $5 Friday at JH Events and Flowers. Check them out at jheventsandflowers.com. Order it up. And of course, you see good old Uncle Pete there's got the link. Put that up in the URL and join the show.
Yeah, join the show. And like Kent said a little bit earlier, we thank you very much for our sponsors here. Natural Therapy Wellness right there off of 120 and basically 31. Beautiful. They've got, I think they got like 5 rooms.
Yeah,
something like that.
All licensed massage therapists.
Yeah, so not what you're thinking when you about a massage.
Not where you and I would
Yeah,
go.
not where you and I would prefer to go, but a good massage nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then JH Flowers, take them home to your wife after you go to do that massage to let her know what you did.
That's right.
Honey, I got a massage today.
That's the happy ending.
That's the happy ending.
There you
Giving your wife the flowers, right?
There you go. So today it's not Sophie's choice, but Scott's choice of topic on what to talk about. Unless there's something out there on your all's mind, go ahead, feel free to throw it in there. If you haven't subscribe, head out to our YouTube channel, subscribe, ring the bell, and join the fun. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, you're always looking for different things to talk about because, as you know, we're crazy.
a little bit.
But the funny thing was we were sitting here this morning just chatting in the green room, and one of our neighbors comes in and asks us a question, and it just totally sent us on a totally different path, which is a great path because it it's a good topic when Kent just pops up. There is none of that.
That's right. So stupid. So stupid.
So with that being said, right?
Yeah.
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
What is it? Why do we need it? Is it a thing?
It's a made up.
Because it really just incited you, which for me, I'm like, that's it. Insane.
It's a made up term to try to make gurus out of people and have therapists the ability to talk about something.
Aren't all terms made up though?
No.
Kind of fit into someone's life to make some things make sense.
How does the word penis make sense for that?
Because it's part of my body. And
who made that? I mean, was it
who named it?
Dr. Jerry Penis?
Might be.
Harry Penis?
Harry Penis. Harry Penis.
Right?
Put a little emphasis on the wrong
syllable.
syllable.
Why is it pinky? I don't understand. See?
Well, that's a question to ask the universe. Why do these things have meaning?
I'm just saying there are things, but yeah, no, work-life balance is one of the stupidest things that I've ever heard. It's made up. There's absolutely no such thing as work-life balance, but people love it, and it's a spot for people to be excited about.
Is it a term? I think it's a term to actually maybe just make people pay more attention to what they're doing and why they're doing it in some respects, right? I mean, taking care of yourself, taking care of your life. I mean,
I don't understand. Yeah.
Well, work-life balance. I've got a good work-life balance. I work hard and I play hard, right? You hear people say that. So it's complementing each other. To give them, I think with the work-life balance, what people are talking about or trying to achieve is time to set aside to do the things that you love other than work, because hopefully you do love what you do for work, right? But time to set aside for yourself to think, to dream, to plan, to do nothing, right? Just downtime. I think that's what they consider life, right? And then work is the grind that people will call it, the thing that we have to do every day. Life is things that we can do or want to do, right?
I don't know. I don't think it's a term. I
You don't
think
think
it's a made up term. There's no such thing as work-life balance.
So it's just all work. It's just
all
or
life.
It's just
Part of
considered
life.
It's just life.
It's fucking life. It's part of life.
Isn't part of life is having to work. But if you're only always working, you're not enjoying the
That's
fruits
your life,
of your
then.
labor, right? But if you're always working and not enjoying the fruits of your labor or the things that you want to do up and above your chosen plight in life or your chosen skills,
Give me an example. I don't understand what you're saying.
how do you not understand what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
understand
Are
what
your
you're
ears
saying.
open?
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying. So, like, you work every day to make money, right?
Okay.
All right. You work every day to make money so you can do something with your family, your wife, yourself, buy a motorcycle, buy a car, do things. That's your working part of your life. How it comes across, right, is the, oh, look who just stepped in, the one that got this whole thing rolling for us this morning. Good old Steph. Have a seat right
You
here.
can sit there. It's
We
fine.
got it dialed in.
Steph Conley, everybody, from
Yay.
with Steph and Joe.
And from Steph's Bookkeeping Services, right down the hall.
That's
right
it.
down the hall.
Steph'sBooks.com. You'll see that behind me here in a minute.
So
be good.
You heard us coming in. What's your take on the whole work-life balance? And does it exist, or is it just a made-up term?
Let's see what. Let's see here. Hey, Shana. Good morning. Not excited, but currently trying to decide what a more balanced existence. There you go. The chase was more fun when in the collecting stuff stage. Why do we keep working if we have enough?
Oh, dang, that's a good question.
That is a great question. Why do we keep working if we have enough? Well, I guess the question would be, and this is different for everybody, is what do you consider enough? Right? I mean, if you have enough and you're just doing, is it now become a habit? Has it become just a habit or a compulsion to continue to keep getting more? I mean, I like the fact that you said the chase was more fun when it was in the collecting stuff, right? Because I mean,
I don't know. I always find new stuff to collect, though.
Well, right. That's
So,
part of
like,
the chase. So, right. New ideas, new thoughts.
So I don't know. I've like my grandparents were always the people that say, like, once you retire and you sit still, then you die.
I 100% agree. 1,000% agree with that.
I
one.
don't sit still.
Right.
And my even after my grandpa retired, he didn't sit still. He still got up and got dressed every morning like he was going to work. And he still maintained. He still did his CPE classes and continuing education, even though he didn't have to. And so
that's what he enjoyed, right?
Right. And then he golfed a lot, but
not good for him.
But so no, I don't think work-life balance is a real thing. I think people that talk about it are people that I don't know. They just like people that have to clearly define that and it just doesn't flow naturally in their life.
Right.
Like they have an imbalance because like they have anxiety, not because their work in life is not balanced. I think they have a different issue and they blame it on work and the pressures of work or the pressures of your personal life. Like there's always going to be stressors.
Right. Well, with that being said, let me ask you this. Is there such a thing as good stress and bad stress?
Yeah. The stress that's good is like the hunger and the chase and all that. The bad stress is the stress that you create yourself. Like, I think all these people that have these massive problems, they create their own stress and their own problems.
Well, thank you, folks. We appreciate you joining us today on the grounds. Tune in later for more shows.
Shana says, I'm a big fan of being content. That requires balance in all things. I'm sure it means different things to different people. Here's the deal. And here's what, and I want to go back to what you were trying to go down. You're like, you work so you can get a thing, to do a thing, to be a thing.
Well, the collection
Right?
stage.
And
did I say thing that many times?
Here's the beautiful thing about Americans. We're fucking idiots. We don't know. We are probably the only place on earth that has work-life balance. And I use air quotes.
Right.
It is true. When you hey, Drew, good morning. When you have a purpose in life, that's what you live into is your purpose. It's all the blue zones.
Yeah.
All the people have a purpose, and people don't retire except for America.
Right.
People ask me, I'm like, I don't ever want to. Oh, you're going to have enough for retirement? I don't want to retire.
Right. You want to just have the means not to
I'm
have
having
to work.
the time of my life. working my ass off, hanging out with my family and friends, and life is good.
Right.
Why do I want to stop this? Right?
You don't. It's just going to evolve over time. No, I don't want to retire either. I just want the I
Right.
want, for me, I want the option.
But people
to
go,
be
people go,
able
oh my
to
gosh.
relax.
So Harry Chapin, right, had Cats in the Cradle. When you come
The
home,
silver
like,
spoon.
don't know when.
Don't
right?
know when, right? Yep,
I
yep.
worked so hard, I missed my kid growing up. No, you didn't. You were just a piece of shit father, right? You're an absent father. That's what that song was. It's not that your kids, everybody's kids grow up, but
And you know that's going to happen,
right?
Right.
Oh, well, that's what we mean. That's a bad work-life balance. No, that means you're a piece of shit father.
I mean, I feel like all three of us work really hard in our businesses and our jobs and our careers, but we all spend time with our families. We all are there for our kids. There's never a question of any of that.
Right.
Like Kent and I have
We're
talked,
different than most.
I mean,
So-
like we've talked numerous times where when we leave town, like, yes, we're out of town, but we're still on.
Right.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's you're never off.
Like-
Except
I mean,
if I'm in the woods. Man camp, I'm off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true.
I went camping one time and there was no reception for 2 days. And then the second I got to the edge of the campground and my phone hit service again, the amount of like dings coming through on my phone, I had to pull over and Rich had to drive home. Like the anxiety was just setting in, like, of all of them. And it was a weekend. It wasn't even like a Tuesday.
But think about how beautiful it was that you were away.
Yeah, I mean, we
And
had a
you
blast.
didn't have that service.
But I have a
right?
blast anyways. I mean, when I took Rich
Right.
to Tennessee for his 40th and we went with all his friends, I woke up at 4:30, 5 o'clock
You're
in the morning.
like 27 and he's 40. What a
I know, right?
That's nice. What a lucky dude.
Way to go, Rich.
Yeah, way to go, Rich. How did you do it?
But it's
So-
like I got up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, jump on my laptop, do what I got to do, and then by the time all the guys were waking up from their bender, I was ready to go for the day.
That's why I do it too.
And it doesn't affect anybody's time or enjoyment on the vacation.
What's your dad say? You do it in your best dad voice.
Oh, son, tell him no. Work-life balance is defined as the state of equilibrium where a person equally prioritizes demands of one's career and the demands of one's personal life.
Stop there. And here's the stupidity of that definition. Defined the demands of my personal life. That's what I'm saying.
Define the demands of your personal. Well, yours are different than mine, and different than hers, and different.
So
Than
that's why
everyone
that
else's, right?
definition is dumb.
Well,
Listen, the demands of one's personal life is you
Everyone's
have
demands.
to work.
Right.
You listen, if you don't work for money, you're plowing fields and pulling weeds so that you can eat, and then you're milking a cow and eating a
You're
goat.
working towards something.
There's work.
for a purpose.
That is the demands of one person's life. What do you mean the equilibrium that prioritizes demands of one's career? Even if you don't have a career, you have to work.
Right. You have to.
And whatever
provide.
you do to
Right.
survive.
Right.
So tell me, how is there a work-life balance?
So when you're working, as a general rule of thumb, not people like us, because we're entrepreneurs, it's a little bit harder as an entrepreneur to have work-life balance or to put that in, right?
Why though? I don't understand that.
Well, because for me as an entrepreneur,
I'm
I'm
different than
well,
like
right, but we're
my
working
mom
all
that has a career.
right, but we're always on, and I could be wrong but I'm not part of the. I've never really had a 9-to-5 job, right? So it's hard for me to understand. Those people are definitely more regimented than most, right? The work-life balance is just giving yourself. If you love what you do, because I love what I do, so I'm always working, right? And I incorporate my.
So you have a horrible work-life balance.
In the definition of what most people would say. That's why when I told you that this morning, that was great because how it got you guys riled up, right? If you would ask, I don't have a great work-life balance because I enjoy working, so I'm doing it all the time and I incorporate
But
everything
do you
else.
feel stressed? Do you feel like
Of
you're
course I do.
drained? Do you feel like
Some
you're not
days.
able to be there for your family? Do you
No.
feel like you're not able to be there for your clients? Do you
Listen.
feel like you're not able to handle like the 6 moving dinner plates that you have?
How many people do you know go on a quote unquote vacation and they get sick?
Everybody.
Everybody. Because they're not living their life like they normally do. Oh, I got to take a vacation to get away and relax. So as soon as I stop doing what I do on a daily basis, my body goes, uh-oh.
Well, it definitely
shut
throws your
you
body
down.
from Louis, but I can't ever think of a time I've ever gotten sick on vacation.
No, when you come back from being
Oh,
around
from being
like
relaxed. Oh, all the
all
other.
those like people and environments and things. I
Yeah.
mean, like, but also Kent and I have talked before, like the thrill of closing a deal while you're on
Boom.
vacation is like feels different than when you're sitting at your desk at your, thing. Like I feel like
Right.
it's
Well, that's huge because you don't have to be present
So-
for that, so you can make money
You
and
know,
still
so
enjoy
this-
your life.
like I was on a bus going to Epcot and I closed the deal like right before
day.
we got to Epcot.
That
I'm
was
like,
a great balance.
all
You
right.
had family
I'm
and
like-
business done in one
I'm like, I
one
guess we
sector.
can get an extra Mickey Mouse pretzel today, but
Right.
like
And
Right, but you
and-
balanced
and
it.
your family didn't go, oh gosh, mom's closing a deal. Good.
Well, they didn't say anything. Like,
Pay-
mom's closing a deal.
pay
I get another
attention
pretzel.
Pay attention to this balance. No, they were like, yeah, nice.
Right, I get another pretzel. And that's a beautiful thing because that is you balanced it, right? You're taking your family on vacation, but you're able to pull in that work, close the deal, and continue on vacation with your family, right? And enjoy your family.
But
It
I
wasn't
don't
taken
ever
away
think
from you.
She
anything
does
of
that
it.
here.
No, I don't. I know
Right,
that.
like,
Right. Most people
so-
don't. And entrepreneurs generally don't think about that. They think their life is their life. What they do every day is what they do every day. It encompasses everything from how you make your money, how you spend your money, how you and your family and your friends. It's all incorporated into
guess-
one.
I guess my big issue with people with the work-life balance comment is that they look at some of the stuff I do or whatever, like my schedule, and it's not, I guess, a schedule that they can handle, but I don't find it to be that extreme compared to some other people's schedules that I know. But then they're always the one to complain that they can't go on vacation,
Yeah.
they can't get a new car, they can't do this, they can't do that. Well, then work some overtime. Oh, well, no, like that cuts into the me time. Well, you have to decide, do you want a new
Needs and
car
wants.
or do you want to sit there and meditate for 20 minutes and clear your head before you start your day? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Right.
so like if I don't like when people judge my schedule and say, oh, well, you're, running ragged or you're burning the candle at both ends and you're gonna,
That's according to them. It's not for you. And
like,
people don't.
right.
People don't understand that we're all different. What's running ragged for you might just be a normal day for us, right? So I mean, and if you're able to put that balance in, because I don't think that well, a lot of people just make stupid comments they shouldn't about other people's lives when they really have no idea of what they're doing, because you may need that constant go to fulfill what your brain's asking for.
Shayna says next week semantics.
Says what? Oh,
Next week.
well, we could do that. That'd be a good one.
And Bob says I agree. Shayna. I don't even know what semantics is.
What is semantics? What's the definition? Pull open that really nice new flip phone you got there. See, he worked part of his life really hard so he could balance out his new phone.
No, I didn't.
Funny thing is when I loved bringing up this comment because just watching your eyes pop out of your head when we brought up, because I'm on the same page as you, but there's so many other people that are not, right? They don't realize that your life encompasses work. Your life encompasses pain. Your life encompasses relaxation. You know what I mean? Work is part of, just like you said, work is part of life. That's something we need to accept. When we do work and when we don't do work is up, well, hopefully to us as entrepreneurs, is up to us what time we spend doing what we do, right? But we also have to make sure that we are enjoying the fruits of our labor, right? Because that's
what do you mean
part
by
of a
that?
balance. Well, if you're working very hard, you said you love what you're doing, right? And
Yeah.
you're doing it for a reason, which is what? What is it? Why do you work every day?
You have to.
No, you don't have to. You could. The
Yes,
government will support you.
I do, because I don't homestead. I don't live on a farm. I don't raise my own meat. I don't butcher my own meat. I have to work every day so that I have money, because I have to use money to purchase things so that I can live every day. So yes, I do have to work every day.
Okay.
Right.
Every
So
day.
go ahead now. Go
No,
ahead with what you.
I just was pure simply. Why do you work
Right.
every day?
I
Out of
have to.
necessity.
I
Out of
have to.
necessity. Right.
I have to. In America, I have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
do you need downtime? Do you need relaxation time? You have to work.
Do you
have to relax?
I do. I can do it right now. I can do it at 2 p.m. I can do it at 6 a.m. Yeah.
I could do it in between my night naps.
Right.
In between my are you one
Right.
of those sleep for 45 and wake up?
Right. I mean, what are you talking about downtime? I don't.
Downtime just to be, well,
It gives me anxiety. Like I try, like my doctor was like, oh, you need to try, you seem like you have a lot of stress. And I'm like,
Right.
I don't
So-
feel like I have stress. And she's like, you need meditation. So I'm like, okay. So I went and put the video on and laid down, and I'm like laying there, and I'm like, okay, it has to have been about 15 minutes now listening to this idiot talk. And then I look
Right.
and it's 2.5 minutes, and I'm like, I don't have time for this, because now I just went through my whole list, and now I just lost 2 minutes of my list. Like, I gotta get through my checklist.
Yeah. Listen, I hear so many people, oh, I can't turn my brain off. I can't do that. Why? Once your brain's turned off, you're dead.
Oh, in that the ever living sense, the end of it. Yeah.
I live it. I have to be creative. We give out content. We do things, right? You have to do a commercial. You have to do this. You have to do that. Here's the deal, right? The deal is, here's the story, right? So this year, I was up in the UP, literally had a lawn chair in Ice Lake with my laptop on my lap. I had Wi-Fi.
Working.
I was able to work while I was sitting in a lake, literally sitting in a lake. My brother, who's a bishop for the Lutheran Church in northeastern Iowa, says to me, "Man, you gotta stop working. You work all the time. You really gotta stop doing that." I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "You're working on it." I go, "You do too." He goes, No, I don't." I go, "Yes, you do." I go, you see something, you see a situation, and then that becomes a story for a sermon, doesn't it? Or a parable, doesn't it? He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Then you're working all the time." I go, creative people work all the time. My family doesn't get upset with me because they know Dad's working on. I'm 54 years old. Nobody ever told me at 54, "Listen, dude, you're going to be working 3 full-time jobs and having the time of your life." Right? No. When we were growing up at 50, hey, you're going in at 22, you're going to work 30 years. At 42, you're going to retire, or 52, right?
You're good math.
52, you're going to retire, and then you're going to live a good life. 30 years in and out, right? That's the way we grew up. That's the way I grew up, right?
You're going to work your ass off, and then life is going to be good after you retire.
And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I don't ever want to retire. I love life. I love what I'm doing. I got 3 full-time jobs. I hustle. It's the same thing. People look at my wife and go, "What? Where does he find?" Listen, I bring my family along with it. I involve my family. This is who we are.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Now, I can take a look at my kids. They got different grinds. They got different passions. Cool. I'm good with that, right? But the fact of the matter is, my dad's 82 years old and he's still working. Right? Not because he quote unquote
he chooses to.
It's his passion. It's his purpose. Right? Guess what? Me too. I don't ever want to retire. Oh, have you socked enough away for retirement? No, because I'm not going to retire. I'm going to live to be 140. My midlife crisis will come at 70. Right?
I love that.
Right? Right?
No, I hear what you're saying. I completely agree with everything you're saying. But if I agree, this would be a kumbaya type scenario. Right. Who'd want to listen?
I mean, Eli is down the hall in my office right now, and he's working today. And he said that he wants a paycheck today, and he's prepping all of the stuff for the trunk or treat at the end of the month, and he's creating all the gift bags and whatever and all the stuff, and all the stuff's bookkeeping swag. And so
he wants that paycheck.
So he's off of school today. So he's like, "Mom," he's like, I've been at school now for a month and a half, and I haven't gotten a paycheck since the summer, and I want to come to the office and work so I can get a paycheck."
Boom.
So
nice.
He's in 2nd grade.
So he's taking.
How old is he?
He's 7. He'll be 8 next month.
That's an entrepreneur right there.
That's right. Well,
so he's like,
he realizes he works, he makes.
Right?
He doesn't work,
my
he doesn't
God,
make.
that kid has a terrible work-life balance right now. Too much life, not enough work. Here comes a cappuccino. There we go. Yeah, come on.
All right.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it anymore. I went to the car later.
Don,
I knew this would get everyone fired up. That's why I love it. What's up, man?
Don
see,
says,
this is one of those topics that everyone's kind of like, did you really just say that?
Don
Like,
says,
have you talked to me? Have you met me?
Right.
a key thing to this discussion, the more someone enjoys their work, the less challenge of supposed work-life balance is. Well, I don't know, not necessarily, because a lot of people enjoy their work and don't have a good work-life balance, quote unquote. Toby, how are you, brother?
Yes,
of course, this guy, he man, I admire this guy. He's up at Martin Speedway this week.
Oh, is this your buddy?
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
Toby. Good morning, man. God, we were hoping to come see you for the races. Damn it.
Yeah, work hard, play hard, love hard. That's where my balance exists. Hashtag my office is better than yours.
Oh, I love it. I
And this
love it.
guy, right?
That's
So
a really
his
good one.
passion is out. I mean, his passion. He, Happy Mutant Adventure Racing. So he would go out literally, and his job was constantly working in nature, right, to set this stuff up. So it's crazy. But the amazing thing is, again, people would look at him and go, "Oh my gosh, you're all over America. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're
When you have time for
ignoring
yourself."
your family, right?"
That's
Lisa,
just
how-
it. It is time for yourself.
That is his time.
So everything here that we're talking about, everything that it's listed and categorized, that's all part of one word: life.
Right.
So the balance doesn't need to be. There is no balance.
Right.
It's about
Right.
now. The choices you make is what matters.
Right.
The choices you make.
Right.
If you decide to work a 9 to 5-er, like she said, and you complain a lot, go make a different choice.
Right.
Real easy.
right.
Right.
Real easy. It's an easy answer. But when you're in the midst of it, everybody's got to eat, right? So
Right.
everybody's got to make
Bro,
money.
how are you going to make it?
Entrepreneurs actually have it easier. It's a harder thing to make money as an entrepreneur, but it's an easier lifestyle. He can sit on a lake and work off his laptop.
Right.
People are like, what are you doing?
She could be on a bus.
You work too much. No, I'm not working. This is just part of my life. It's living. Because right after I do this, I'm going to go throw axes. Whatever it is that you want to do. Right.
Yep.
So
Not at people.
my father-
We're not
Not
going
at
against
people.
any community standards here. We're
yeah,
we are.
my father kept telling me, I would go through job, whatever. My father's like, you could never keep the job. You balance down. You need to buckle down and get that job. Get
Which
that
one?
Insurance, and then work hard. And if it doesn't suck, you're not doing it right.
If it
You know?
doesn't suck,
Right.
you're not doing it right.
That's
right.
what it is.
Yeah, right. You
That's
gotta be
all
meant
back
If you don't hate it, you don't have a good
Time
job.
to make
My
the
father was a printer
donuts.
for his entire life, and I asked him once, and I said,
Did
"So
he use air quotes?
I can do a bunch of different things now
Yeah.
because I've done so many different things."
Well, you're
And
very
I
well
said-
rounded.
And by the time I
trying to get
hit,
shape.
stop talking about my weight.
All right. He's got a good balance.
But at the end of the day, when you come to the end of your lifespan, right?
Right.
It's the experience that you got out of it. How boring can it be if you end up in a job that you don't like and you do that the rest of your life? That's a waste of time.
Because you have to.
Well, you don't. That's just
No, but that's what people
There's-
feel. They
there's a
have
choice.
to.
Now listen, if you live in a different country, I'll sprinkle the allegedly over that.
Shayna says, "Boom, the
There-
T-shirt of the day. If it doesn't suck, you're not doing it right."
That's right.
That's what she said. Never
We'll
mind.
put that on your shirt. I'm not going to comment.
Right.
We need to have a T-shirt wall right
Right,
there, so we always look at the
But I mean,
statements.
yeah. So choices. It's
Right.
about choices.
Life
That's
is
all it
everything's
really
about choices. It's just funny because, like I said, when I brought this up this morning, we were talking when you came in,
Just stupid.
and then your eyes popped out of your head even more when you come running in the studio, like and that's what's funny because we're all on the same page, but it's just so funny how people feel that it's such a needs to be such an integral part of their life. But if their life is structured properly, that is your work and your life,
Listen,
right? Is balanced because you're doing what you want to do and you're taking care of everything you need to do. That's all that matters. Are you doing what you want to do? And are you taking care of your responsibilities? That's your life. If you have to work more to take care of those, to balance it out, that's fine.
That's your life, and now you say work more and balance out.
That's your life. If you have to work
There's
more,
no balance.
There's no balance.
there is no balance.
There's
No.
no spoon,
It's
right?
just
There's
called
no spoon.
life.
Work.
It's life.
That's it. Work
Right.
is just part of your life.
Yes.
Parker Brothers has a game
Make
called
coffee.
Life.
Life, not work-life balance. You're
Ooh, that's a good new game. That's a good new game. I
Right?
get balance today. No life.
right? And listen, and your goal is to get to Millionaire Acres. You know, that's it, right? So to me, this, you call it semantics, call it whatever you want. But we as Americans, and I'm speaking American because we have a worldwide audience, but we as Americans tend to create things to justify stupidity.
Oh
Right?
God, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. There's
just
always new
to
things.
make us feel good about dumb things,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So it, here's the deal. It's life. Go live life. Hey, why is it that I've got 3 full-time jobs. I'm grinding. I'm loving life. I'm having the time of my life at 54. And why is it that some 3-toothed, sloth in the South, one who lives in a trailer,
Scott's sitting right
right,
right now. Nice to see.
I got more than 3 teeth.
who lives in a trailer park that's been blown over by 3 tornadoes in the last 6 months, wins the lotto, right? And I gotta have 3 full-time. Why is that fair?
Well, life's
Why
not
do they
fair.
have a better balance than I do?
Where did fair come into this?
Right.
Where did fair? Hold on. But where did fair come into it? There's no such thing as fair in life.
Yeah, because that's balance, right?
Not
The
between you
scales
and
of
somebody
justice.
else.
The scales of justice, right?
Yeah, but how many
It's fair.
people that have
That's what our
won the
politicians
lottos
think.
have hit that money
Oh, I
away
get
so
it.
fast?
99% of
they're
them.
But I
in
wouldn't.
debt, and then they're.
But I wouldn't.
Do you want that
I would-
opportunity to try it?
I wouldn't.
You want that out? Give them $1 million
Right.
bucks, would you?
$1
Yeah, give them $1 million. Well, haven't you seen that? They made
You're
a
my
show on that.
You're my bookkeeper. It can happen.
Yeah, you're a
you know,
bookkeeper.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you've seen that show that they made, right? It was the lottery changed my life. Yes, it did. Gave you a
Right.
lot of fun for a year, and then you were
Right.
broke because
So
you
what,
gave.
we're gonna change the name to work-life management.
Yeah, it's the same thing as this. Here's the other stupid saying. Hey, you find a job that you love, you never have to work a day in your life. Horseshit. You got to work hard.
Right.
You just enjoy it.
But that's a good saying. It
You
makes people feel good. It makes people feel
Right.
good. It makes them feel
Right.
worthy. I came up with a good one for that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but yeah, that's right. This is the same thing. Hey, find something you love, figure out a way to make money at it. I love robbing banks. Allegedly.
you
That's
can make
it. I'm not saying-
you can make
Just
money
using
doing
that.
that.
Right.
Well,
You can make money do that.
I mean, there is some truth to that. I mean, you do
Right.
obviously you want to love what you do,
But
but
it's
sometimes you have to do things in the interim, right, to get to that point.
but it's like when on our show on In the Know with Steph and Joe,
At 3:00 today, new
Joe
episode.
and I were talking about a similar topic a few weeks ago, and Joe asked me about being a bookkeeper and love being a bookkeeper. And I told him, like, I'm good at being a bookkeeper. I love being an entrepreneur.
Boom.
So there's
Don't
just
drop the mic.
like
We don't have the budget.
Yeah, no.
it's a very it's a very different thing. Like where you find a skill that you're good at, that doesn't necessarily mean that you love that. I mean, I'm good at it, so I do it. But I love being my own boss. I love
Right.
the opportunities that it presents. I love being able to sit and roundtable with other
Oh yeah.
like-minded people
Yes.
and go through the experiences that they've gone and try and expand my portfolio. But I don't intend to just do bookkeeping and accounting for the rest of my career as an entrepreneur. Like I'm going to expand into other avenues, such as, I mean, your book of stuff is wildly different compared to each thing, compared to the next,
Especially the ones that run on Bluetooth now.
Well,
wireless is wonderful.
like, so you can't ever, in my opinion, you can't ever be
You can
bored.
give us a check.
Like if you're like, man, I'm really not feeling inspections today, but then you can go to the barkery and be like, oh, look at
Love
all
a
these cute
puppy.
puppies.
Yeah.
And then I
Right.
can go over here. And it's
Right.
so different that it keeps your
I love that.
passion alive.
I love that.
Right. Well, so
Good
that's-
at it, but I love being an entrepreneur.
Right. That's exactly same with me. Because it does give me that flexibility, right, to do different things. I have different places that if I wanted to, I could go to. Not a good idea because I pay people to do that and they do a much better job at running it than I do. But I enjoy it. But for me, I feel I'm the true definition of an entrepreneur, right? Like that free. I like to
Old
build,
white man.
Yeah, old white man driving a vet.
Right. Have a bunch of cars.
You have a members only jacket.
Have a bunch of cars. Have a bunch of businesses, and let my wife run it all.
That's right. That's right.
That's entrepreneur, baby.
But for me, and if you really look at the true sense of what an entrepreneur likes to design, build, get up and running, and then walk away and go to the next step. I'm not enjoyable of the day-to-day things
So-
like that, right? Some people do, but that's what my life is. And I've created that because I enjoy doing that. What I started out doing, I hated a lot of my first jobs like everybody else, right? But I found a way to make money to make my life
Sounds like
to get it to this point.
Listen, Don, we're calling him Don today because I don't think Steve's in the house, but no need to have Steve here today. Says, I love playing golf. Would have been cool to make money at. You have. Listen, let's talk about that. You've taken clients out golfing. You've closed deals on the golf course. You are making money.
But I think
you are not a quote unquote
he's not a
professional.
professional golfer.
But you have if you golf, we all have. You
I'm pretty sure all of us have made money out
on the golf course. Done.
That's
Right?
a beautiful thing.
But we choose to say, I'm not a professional.
Don't compare how much money you spend on the golf course comparative to how much money
It's
you make on the
ROI.
golf course.
It's
You know,
ROI,
That could hurt.
Well, right.
Yeah.
That
Well, I
could
mean,
hurt.
if we're not getting paid directly from
Right.
the USGA, then we're not
Right.
Took out
professionals.
30 different clients, but
the
maybe
being on the golf
you want to
course,
be part of the live.
being
now.
on the golf course, you put together a lot of relationships and comments.
You
Like
do.
I love golfing with Cat and guys, especially early
it's a
morning. Because that's
relationship builder.
well, but
is
that's
what it
also
is.
just where guys can be guys, just like a man camp thing. You talk, and
Well,
talk
you didn't
and
say
talk.
that, Don. You didn't say
You know, and things come out and you help.
Shayna says that's the thing. You don't have to do any of it. What you choose to balance are consequences.
Ooh,
What's the
She's
point?
so
choose to
deep.
balance. I know she is deep.
So early in the
Wait a
morning.
minute. Let's digest that for a minute
Yeah.
there. What you choose to balance are consequences.
Yeah.
So out of everything we do, every action, there's a
There's a-
reaction or a
A
consequence,
consequence,
right?
100%.
So we're balancing
Yeah.
our risks,
Mhm.
right? Hell, that's a t-shirt.
The word is consequences. You
Yeah.
don't have to keep changing the word.
Yeah.
I don't.
Drew's in the house.
Yeah.
You
But
fix me, don't
That no.
What?
Yes. Well, wait. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Whenever I get mad,
That was
I
too.
always
That was
tell,
too quick. Knee
That was
jerk.
a Freudian right
That
there.
was a no. I do.
I
I
always
do.
tell my kids it's cause and effect. Whenever I
Right.
get mad, it's cause and effect.
You caused me to get pissed. Now the effect is you're going to your room.
Right. So
All right,
yes,
see?
I
And they understand that balance.
yeah.
For
I
every
piss mom
action-
off, I'm going to work.
I've told my kids that for every action, there's a reaction. For every decision, there's a the other side of that decision, right?
Mhm.
And if you
Um,
choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
You as absolutely
Courtesy
Rush.
of Rush.
Free will.
Free will.
Good one, right? So to me, the idea, and you can see that I think it's ridiculous. Is it there? You live a life. At no point did they pull you out, spank you on the backside in that first minute, and go, have a good work balance.
No, they
Well-
said, get out, pay me.
You know.
That's about it these days. Get out.
really, your
pay
mom
me.
is like, you wrecked me, you fat head. Anyway,
Well, that first, I mean, you get beat. Think about that. Your first experience in life is you come into a bright light and you get beat. That's a great way to start life. Enjoy your journey.
Right. Well, then you
Right?
make sure you're breathing.
Wow, that's
You know, it's not like a,
never
But
spanked
isn't
any,
that-
never
My mom
spanked
was
any
like-
of my kids.
That's not like the ball game.
my
not
mom-
slap.
my-
It's to make sure
Yeah.
you're breathing.
But I never,
My
never
mom-
slapped my kids. I delivered my kids at home. I didn't
My-
slap them. They came out. We did the little suction out the mouth. Then they started crying. You don't
They-
need to hit
You
them.
don't do it anymore.
the doctor back in the
They don't
60s,
do that.
Well, they don't spank them anymore.
No,
back in the
they just give 'em
60s,
a little, like, jostle.
my mom was like, yeah,
Thank
so
God they've learned.
so they pulled you out, they
That's a good
spanked you, and
balance.
you turned and winked at the doctor. I don't know what that means.
My father,
So that's what happened to you.
my father would always say, and I don't nobody hate me for this. Is my father? He's already dead, so it's okay.
That's right. God rest his
He
soul.
would say, "Yep, doctor picked all babies are born male except the dumb ones. The dicks fall off after they're slapped." Oh yeah.
Send your emails to
Yeah,
Drew
that's
at
right.
216net.
Yeah.
I already said it.
That's
Don't
right.
hate me
That's
for it.
okay. We just got to make sure they
He was
got the
just-
right email
he was
address.
That was just my
Right.
Italian Chicago Italian
Yeah.
father.
But isn't it
that's
like
dumb.
in sports though? Like don't like when the guys are all leaving the locker room, like they get a slap in the ass and they get after it,
Yeah.
like whatever.
Well,
It's like the
that's-
same thing when you're a baby. And
Well,
you're
that
going,
means a
like,
lot-
"Hey, Get
This
after
is why
it.
That means a lot more
Go
these
get it.
days.
Good
This
game.
is why
Right?
I'm
Good game.
for
Yeah,
it.
this
Good
means a
game.
lot more these
Right.
days when they're
Good
touching each other's butts, with
But-
political
Would have
correctness,
to
you
agree
know?
with
I'm just-
Don. That's dumb. Nothing in particular. Just whatever Kent said in the last few moments is dumb.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Don, thank you, sir.
And there's the other side of that T-shirt. That's
Yeah.
the backside.
That's the backside. But see,
that's
he was
dumb.
saying the same thing. It's just he's not getting a paycheck from the company for playing a good round.
I understand.
You can make money on the golf course, establishing relationships.
Semantics.
Semantics, and that's next week. Semantics with Jones.
That's listen. I just to me, as we all kind of agree here, except for maybe Scotty likes that work-life balance. I don't know.
I
Right?
said I agree with you. I brought it up just to see your eyeballs pop. And
Yeah,
this is exactly why we're
We keep
talking about it.
changing the
'Cause
word.
It's
That's fine.
it's so
It's
frustrating.
my
Right.
prerogative. I can do what I
It's
want.
his show.
I
No,
know
it's not.
I know you're not going to be 10 years old about it. We
Right, we got it.
Mine.
Me.
Mine.
Mine.
My balance is not
But
your
there's-
business.
But there's so many fights, and then
But
there's
my
so
business is my balance.
there's so many fights in families. Like your work-life balance. Work is taking up too much of
Somebody
your
fights
time.
their families, no matter
Right?
what it is.
I was gonna say
Right?
just
Yeah.
always, but nobody will talk.
Find
Like
a
that.
hardcore ethnic family, it's big fights, but they all love each other.
Right. Well, that's why they fight.
Yeah, my
They
family,
get pissed off. They yell at you because they love you and they want you to do right.
People will be like, dude, why is everybody so angry? Oh no, that's just how we talk.
You'd be like
Right.
in an Italian family, if it's quiet in the house, then you got to
There's a
be
problem.
concerned. There's a real problem if nobody's talking. I'll look at each other like,
Again, for our Italian American friends, you can send that email to Scott.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
Drew brought it up. He's the true
If
Italian.
somebody's getting hit with a baseball bat at the table,
everybody.
Everybody's playing.
Yeah.
You lost that status.
Man, I thought I gave it back.
Scott's like, well, you
Brutal.
know, if everybody's getting hit with a baseball bat at the dinner table, it's an Italian family.
Right.
No, no.
People are being murdered.
Hey,
That's an
cold hard
Italian.
knocks.
That's
School
an
hard knocks, right?
As they say in Chicago, that's an Italian.
That's a shy Italian.
Yeah.
That's a shy Italian.
That's a
That's
shy
That's a
Deidre
t-shirt.
says Scott Hayes seeing me work when hates when he seeing me work when he thinks I should be relaxing. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So she's an entrepreneur.
She's my wife as well.
She loves what she does,
Yeah.
and now you're going, hey, you're telling us there's no work-life balance, and you're getting on. You need to be relaxing right now. Hey, you should be doing this. Why?
Well,
is
she's
that?
using the wrong word. She's using the wrong word.
Oh,
Oh,
You're
Not
gonna tell her
relaxing.
what she's thinking.
not
No.
not relaxing.
You are awesome.
Really?
So it's like, hey, you know,
Jeez.
Deidre, you know what? You should be relaxing right now, but where
Yeah.
are we at with those numbers? Right. You're the loving enemy at the same time.
I love it.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm a 9 to 5er. You're
Right.
at 5 o'clock. Come on home. No,
Right.
it's just, when I can tell she's stressed out, I just
Right.
try to help her to relax because she absolutely loves
Sure.
what she does, and she does a phenomenal job at it.
I'm
But-
glad
She's
she's
cool.
here to tell us that.
No, she's
Well,
cool. She
how
is,
easy?
she
But
is.
here, let me just ask you this: how easy it is to have a good relationship with your other one if you're constantly working and not spending one-on-one time? That's when I say relaxing. Relaxing time to me is quality together time.
What if her
Right?
one-on-one time is different than yours?
It is apparent. It is.
Well, according to
that's why
Scott,
she's doing it.
Now pay attention to me after you're done working.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you get married for? To pay attention to your spouse? To have someone there for you?
All right,
It sounds
Don.
kinda
To help you
selfish.
through things?
Well, I'll go.
No, it's not
Don
selfish.
says,
it helps both.
Don says, "Love you guys all. I got to take off work-life balance day. Have a great day." And hey, and Don, enjoy Indigenous Person
you
Day.
leaving this early, Don. is
I
unacceptable.
have the same conversation in my house. So
Do you?
yes, like there's
Oh.
times where because Rich works like a full-time job,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then he also
Owner.
helps me with stuff with the business because he does all of my behind the scenes stuff and
Mm.
IT stuff. And
Thank you for
sometimes
saying
when
something,
I'm
Chihuahua.
in
Mhm.
when I'm in like a high pressure situation with the business and he's trying to tell me to relax or trying to tell me to do this or that, it makes the situation 5,000 times worse because in my opinion, he's an armchair quarterback because he's not there in the day-to-day grind of the business. So everything he's saying and suggesting is theory. And then he doesn't understand the difference of trying to execute said theory in reality.
Says the lady who's wearing a sweatshirt that says "Suck it up, Buttercup."
Right. Right.
Yes.
Well, you're 100%.
A hard ass little Jewish
The
lady.
army-
Really?
The
Wait,
armchair
do we-
quarterback. Love it. You know what? It's true because it's easy for a lot of people to give you the suggestions on how to, right, or better of, but they're not in the daily.
Right.
So until the experience is there, like, hey, do this for 2 weeks with me, and that's just 2 weeks, then you can throw your 2 cents at it to actually get. But a lot of sound theories are true, and they help. I do the same with my wife. My wife, she works a payroll job, global payroll job. It's very cutthroat. Very, she's the only one of her kind in the company, and they're like looking at her. Are you going to run this? Nobody communicates with her, and then she comes to me as a business consultant. She's like, "So what do you think I should do?" I'm like, "I think you should probably find some better choices. If you're not happy with what you're doing, go change it.
Right.
If you're, that's the support I can give her. I can't give her support on what she does for a living because I'm not
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you can, but you can't give her advice on because you don't have the exact knowledge. You know who she is and what she does and how maybe it would work better for her. Like this, hey, here's your give me your options, honey. What are your options, and help her to sort
Right.
through them. That's what that's what I'll do with Deidre.
The only
Is like,
option I could truly give her is if you're unhappy doing what you're doing,
Right.
find something else.
Yeah,
Well, that's true,
I would look
too.
at her straight in the face. Sounds like YP and not a MP. A you problem, not a me problem.
Wow.
And you've been
Is the
married,
lightning strike
and you're still,
this way?
and you're still married. I love that. I love that. But like for me, when it's the stuff like what you're talking about, I think that I probably come across as an armchair quarterback because we have the same conversations. But for me, a lot of times it's just
All right.
to get you to think
So,
maybe in a different manner,
Are you
right?
ready?
And it might change things.
all right. So I'm just going to throw this out there for all you work-life balance people.
Are there any work-life balance
No,
people out there?
This
by
is
the
what I'm
way?
going to say. I'm just going to say one word: mother. Tell me about that work-life balance, fathers.
Mhm.
Oh, guess what? Mom's a single mom. She's an entrepreneur. Yet she got to come home and do everything.
Mhm.
But right?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're not
hey,
lying on that one.
remember the last time your mom had the flu and took an
And
entire
still took
week
care of
off?
the entire family.
And guess what? She had to catch up on all that shit at the end of the week, right? And you're the only mother here. So
Well, you're a mother.
so why is it that we think work-life balance is all
You can
about
say that.
employment? You don't get days off.
Is it? Did
No.
we specify
Right?
it's about employment? We said
So-
work-life balance.
So we're like, hey man, you should be relaxing right now. Really? Because I gotta clean the shit up that you men piss all over the floor.
Yeah.
And I guess what? You don't clean
Damn
that
right
up,
we do.
do you?
With pride.
Right? I sit down.
I know.
Right?
You're a pea.
That
pea
makes so
squatter.
much
I
sense.
call you pea
That
squatter.
makes so much sense.
But if
Right? Do you understand
You're
what I'm
not-
saying?
enjoying
you're
this
not
today.
on the floor.
Where is a mother's?
That's
Where is a
right.
wife's work-life balance?
There is none.
I mean, like the first time I was ever on 21
just
6
life,
in
brother.
it,
Right.
Yeah,
Eli was what we'll say probably two,
two-ish,
maybe,
2, 3, yeah.
and he was up all night throwing up, and he was sick. And I had to be to the studio at 6 a.m. because I told you I'd be here to do the show on Momtrepreneurs, which
That's
was
right.
just like a perfect storm of a situation.
I was going to say that really set you up great
of,
for the day.
like- Right. Like I was up all night with him, and then I came to the studio and
Next thing you know, the entire world has
Old
COVID.
man, old Jed's a millionaire.
did whatever. I mean, like
great.
Rich does
Right,
help
so
out
that's what
and
I'm
give
saying.
me support, but it's not the same. Like when Rich is sick, he is down. He is
Oh,
down
man.
for those
Oh, man.
like
We're babies.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we're
4
pussies. We're
days,
total babies.
and
Yeah.
Oh, man.
he doesn't move or function. Like he had COVID allegedly or whatever at some point during the thing. And then when I maybe got it, I was still doing the dishes, and then he sent me a meme, and he's like, "Oh, when I had COVID, it's a guy wrapped in a blanket, dying, ready to be air vac'd. But when my wife had COVID, it's like, oh, I gotta do the dishes.
She's
Pop, pop.
cleaning.
Oh,
She's
I gotta
cleaning,
go to
right?
the-
I mean, is
to
that
school.
what
Pop,
you
pop.
mean
I gotta go.
when Deidre should be relaxing? Get your ass in there and clean that laundry.
Right.
No,
Now
hell
go
no.
wash the dishes.
No.
Hell no. Hell no.
But Rich does do like 99.9% of the cooking in our house.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
That-
that's what I'm saying. We who have a career or whatever, let's take a look at June Cleaver, Mrs. Cleaver. She was a mom straight through and through.
Yep.
What is her work-life balance?
Her life.
And we go.
That's what she chose.
No, that's her
No,
life.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
her
know.
life.
Did she really choose? I mean, that was just the standard for the 50s.
Well,
What
It
she-
wasn't something
what
she
she chose
chose.
was
Well, she
missionary,
chose.
probably back
Yeah,
then.
she chose him, and that was the life that was
Well, there was a
expected
choi-
of
there
her.
was a
That was,
choice.
but that
It
was
wasn't much of a
Right.
choice.
right. But that's what it was expected,
So-
right,
As-
of ladies
as,
back then.
As Shayna says, give that mother a choice between her child and her job, and in that moment, work-life balance is clear
Child.
Child,
all day long.
right?
Just like
Family.
I mean,
One
like
thing I
there's
life.
still just
Now,
life.
give a dad that same thing, and it's like, mom's got this.
Well, see, one of those
Mom's
things,
got the-
here's one of the
Go to
things
work.
about life that's funny, right? Sometimes you got to do the things you hate doing in order to do the things you like to do.
Oh,
You
And-
always.
And so it's
Oh.
just one of those things. Now you're able to make different choices, and those choices in your life create a comfort level. And so we're just going to go with that word, comfort level. Comfort versus being uncomfortable, right? Very, I have a couple clients of mine on the academy side for DCCS that constantly tell me, they don't want to take the blinders off. They're hardcore old school employers, right? And they're just nobody wants to work. Everybody's lazy. No, they just don't want to work for you.
No.
So here's the thing.
Everybody wants to work for
if your
you.
turnover rate is more than 60%, is it their bad now? Is it everybody else or is it you?
What's the common denominator?
Right.
That's what I always
So
ask my parents.
sometimes
What's the
stepping
common
down
denominator?
from your own role or in life or your own role in your employment is important to make the engine move still, right? You know that if all your spark plugs are worn down because they're just not going to work anymore, what do you got to do? You got to
Replace
change them, right?
Place.
So change is inevitable. Great book.
Not until the
Called My
engine
Cheese.
breaks.
If you haven't read it, read it.
I don't know.
Remove
That
my
oil light was
cheese.
on for a long
Remove my cheese.
You
time.
might love it. What's that?
That oil light was on for a long time.
That was just to let you know you had oil in the car.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know. I won a prize. There's blinking lights.
Blinking
Change
lights,
it.
right.
Why? That's it.
But I mean, that's inevitable. It's the choices that you make in life. It's always just life. There's no balance. There
Right,
is no
right.
On this planet,
Right.
it's perfect the way it is because you can
Right.
experience as much and as everything as
Right.
possible. Sometimes it sucks and it hurts, yes. But if you don't have that, how do you strengthen and grow? So as the yin yang is important, right? So I am at the point in my life to where I own a couple businesses, right? I have a little bit of money. I am able to
By a little bit of money,
I'm
means
able to go
$5.
do things that I want to do because I know we're okay at home.
Oh my God, this guy's got a new car. He's got campers.
Oh, yeah.
He's got campers, houses.
Coming from the new motorcycle guy over
This
there.
guy over here.
New.
Like
Oh,
Fonzarelli over here.
Fonzarelli's
Right.
motorcycle. He's the smart guy. He bought used.
Hey.
You buy used.
I think people.
Don't buy new.
I got oil all over my pant legs too.
It's
Yeah.
what your goals in life are going to dictate how you do it.
I
How you
think
go.
people are becoming more clear on what is valuable to them, and consumerism isn't giving them the drive it once did. That's what I'm saying. Here's what I
don't know
think,
about
and
the
I'm gonna.
consumerism.
I like where you're going with this, and the Great Pandemic, the Great Reset, really helped it out.
I did.
Is that what people don't understand is that we have run business, run education, run everything from the industrial era. I mean, classrooms are still set up the same way they were when Laura Ingalls Wilder went to school. Desks in a row, right? Everything has changed. There's no more. They came in with their arithmetic book and their chalkboard. Well, they stopped bringing chalkboards because they now have paper, right? But so what happened in the Great Reset in during COVID is the employers I couldn't keep my thumb on you. People became much more productive. Now we have a problem because Drew has 2 full-time jobs now, and I can't keep my thumb on him.
Right.
I can't make him feel
But
miserable
Don't
and,
you know
and
that
make
we
him
need
feel
to
really good that
see
he's only
you
got a
in person
3%
to know?
raise, right?
Don't you know that we need to see you in person to know that you're doing something?
I listen.
Well, it depends on the
That's
job, what
a
you
lot
do
of-
for a
here it
living.
comes, everybody.
I've
Well,
been
it
in
depends
banking.
on what you do for a living.
I've been
and
in
where
banking
you work.
for a long time.
Well, yeah,
You can't believe
we're gonna go on the office side of things because I know, and I know Steph too probably has that too. And there's a fear as an employer. I had close to 600 people in staff when I owned a staffing company. Okay, and the office staff, out of like 15 of them, it was like, I need to know that you're here doing what you're supposed to be doing and everything else. Well, then I realized that that's my bad. I need to put faith in my hiring. And I need to put
Right.
faith and make better choices and have a committee to help me hire. So I get all the diverse answers and then find that right person, because you can't teach loyalty.
No.
Find the right loyal person, you put them in place. You can, I don't care if you're working 2 hours a day. If everything's getting done and I'm paying you a salary, great. That's what your job is, right?
Absolutely.
And then there's employers that want to stack. Oh, well, this is what you do, but now we're going to give you this. Oh, well, how much extra you? How much extra you? Oh, no.
No.
Well, listen, when you go order a cheeseburger from McDonald's and you put extra cheese, are they going to charge you for it? Fuck yeah, they are. You know why? Because that's extra. Pay your people right, treat your people right. Your people treat you 100% more. And that's the one thing that people need to let go of. When COVID hit, now it was like you got to work from home. All these old school, hardcore pit bull employers are like, I don't know what to do. Well, it's called adapt. adapt and move forward. If
Yeah.
you can reduce your property from 3-story buildings and the cost of that building down to increasing your bottom line by hiring the right people and trusting them, you're going to crush it. But if you don't let go, you'll get nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's been like that for business for years. Micromanagement does not work, right? And trying to
but
push
it did.
people.
It did for many years.
In some industries it did, but those places are most likely gone because you can't just hover over people.
It was
or at least your
brainwashed-
people
there
are
was a
miserable.
brainwashed thought process that said,
Right.
you work for me, I write your check, you do what I
You
say.
do it. Yeah, you do it.
Now the
Right.
mindset is you work for me, and they go stop, and I give you a service.
Right.
You pay me, I give you a service.
Right.
That's the
You hire
It's a
somebody for their
mutual agreement.
skills. Right. You hire
Right.
somebody for their skills. They do their job. Shouldn't really never have to talk. You don't.
Right.
You're done.
I got an animatronic sitting there.
I don't know how there's got work-life balance, but there we go. Anyway, Shayna says one of your
Well, it is
entrepreneurs
it's the
should
ground.
come up with a homeschool teacher matching service. People are not happy with educator overreach, and there will be a great need. Yeah, that's
Actually something my wife and I were literally just talking about something very similar, Shayna, this weekend about that because of the school system and even in the daycare system.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, those are just so
I don't blame that
antiquated.
at all.
They're so antiquated, and it just does not help, the mothers or the families at all. I mean, you send your kid to daycare, you might as well just stay home because what you spend in daycare, right, and your quality is just horrible,
100%.
right?
100%.
What do you take a gummy or something?
7 hours. They're like, what the hell are you guys talking about? I don't know. What is that?
It went in a very different direction now, but
It always does. That's why it's the grind.
Well,
But with the office thing, I have an office. My team works in an office. They come in every day. It was a vote amongst all of us that we don't want to do hybrid. We want to do in office. I'm not there by them 97% of their day. So
Right.
I
She's
have
got a good team.
all of these, yes, I 100% trust my staff because if I didn't, they wouldn't have keys to the office to come in and come out. Yeah. But I thankfully had Rich put in all of this back end information, like stuff, and put it all together so I can see everything, whether I'm here in Illinois or I'm in Arizona with my parents.
Yep.
I can see everything. I could see calls answered, calls not answered. I could see their time clocks. I could see their work tickets. I can see I could see any edit. I get emails when there's things that are edited that are not supposed to be edited.
Love it.
So I wouldn't say I'm micromanaging, but I'm doing things as an employer to protect myself in case I had a situation. Where
Well, you
there's
have
a
the
bad
proper
hire.
controls. You have the proper controls in place to
Number-
pay attention to
Number
what's
one, that's
going
not
on.
Micromanaging. That's
Right.
called tracking your business, and that's what you
Right.
should be doing.
Right.
Yeah, the micromanaging part is just
telling
kind
them
of
what to do.
hovering. You're
Yeah.
standing over their shoulder,
Telling them
being
what
like,
to do,
come
how
here
to do it,
typing
when to
something.
do it.
Is that
You-
why
you
people?
know.
That's why my last couple of bosses have said I was unmanageable because
Hey, well, there could
Because
be.
you didn't
I was-
want to work the way they told you to
It
work.
took
Is that
me a
right?
while. I had to learn
No, their
different
way was
too.
stupid.
So, but that doesn't make it
Right.
wrong. It's
That's
just
hard.
you-
It's-
no, yeah, they were
It's hard to
wrong.
work with stupidity.
I
It's
was
hard
not
to-
wrong. They
Right.
were wrong. Their
Right.
process was very inefficient for my day. They
Right.
wanted
And
me
that's
to
all they.
stretch
That's all
my
they
8
knew.
hours.
I wasn't talking about that, but that's
But that's and that's all.
Yeah.
That's all they knew, right? And so that's probably how they
They-
were raised.
Yeah, I mean, they
They were
wanted
not-
that 8-hour, 10-hour day. They wanted to see you physically there. If you weren't there, then you weren't working,
Yeah.
even though you were clearly on the phone with them.
That's one of those
But-
people
So-
that have failed to adapt,
The bottom
right, and change.
The
And
bottom
that's
line
death
here
for
in the
most
last
businesses.
2 minutes is work-life balance is a narrative that's been handed
It's
down,
hogwash.
and people have bought in.
It's hogwash.
Right. You can, there are studies out there that show that if you give somebody unlimited a vacation, they probably only take 3 weeks a year.
Yeah.
However, if you give somebody 4 weeks, they struggle to find the 4 weeks to take.
Can
right? Go ahead.
I know this is not going to be favorable amongst the women, but I feel like
I already love it.
I'm just gonna say I'm
I wanted
smiling.
to preface it, but I feel like the phrase work-life balance was created to make men feel guilty for the amount of work that they were doing in the time they weren't spending with their family back in the day when it was predominantly
Actually
the
makes a lot of
males
sense.
working and the females being home. And I feel like this was a term that was created to make them feel guilty. But now that it's everybody in the workforce, they're still continuing to do this, and now it's trying to like mom shame people and feel guilty for not being home with their children in a traditional setting when our country has not been a traditional setting for many a decade.
Yeah, I'll thumbs up
Wow,
for that.
I love that. That is
I'll
that
thumbs up
is
for
a.
that
I
all
think
day.
you hit it. I actually think you hit it completely on the head.
Yeah.
Right, because back then dads worked all day long. They came home or they went to the bar because they work so hard. They don't have time for the wife and kids. Right? Why don't you do this? Well, I need my balance. Well, they didn't have it, so man, right on the head.
Yep.
End of show. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Right.
So Steph's
10-4, we're out.